Alright, welcome to this final section of the workshop where we're going to actually just do the final few bits and pieces of finishing our plugin to then package it and make it ready to distribute to our users. First of all, if we go into our manifest.json file, we can see that there are two main things that we haven't touched, so to speak, yet, or that we haven't adjusted to like a better value, so to speak. And that is first of all the name, but also the icon. So if we now look, this references the icons right here, and it is still this standard kind of icon. And of course both these things are really simple, but just to make this workshop basically complete in and of itself, we're going to do these things as well. So first of all, let's just change the name, and I'll just change it to, for example, checkerboard creator. Just come up with your own imaginative product name that then convinces the masses that your checkerboard creator is so much better than every other checkerboard creator. I'm sure you can come up with something. And second of all, of course, we need some icons. And to do that, what we can actually do is we can go inside Adobe XD and just use our own plugin to create our icons. So if we now go back into our manifest, we can see that we need two icon sizes. We need 24 by 24 pixels and we need 48 by 48 pixels. And of course 48 times 48 is just basically the 2x version of the 24 by 24. So all we're going to do in Adobe XD is we'll create a new artboard, and I'll quickly manually type in the size of 24 times 24 pixels. And we're actually going to use our plugin, and because 8 would be a little bit much with 24 by 24 pixels, we'll just use 4 subdivisions, and I'll click apply. And if I now select this artboard, I'll also rename it to icon. And if I go to export, I can then say we want to export it for the web, and we want it is designed at 1x, and then it will automatically export the 1x and the 2x version. So I'm going to quickly select the folder. Ja, das wird rausgeschnitten. Wenn ihr das noch seht, habe ich einen großen Fehler gemacht. So, Live-Workshop und dann geht's weiter. Okay, now that we're in the correct folder right here, we can just go to images and actually just use this folder. I'll select the folder and I'll click export. And of course now it'll ask me if it should replace the files, because there already is an icon at 2x file. So yes, it should replace that. And if we now go back into our plugin within VS Code, we can see that yes, it created the correct two files. So it created icon.png, which is 24 by 24 pixels, and it created the 2x, which is 48 by 48. But unfortunately, it isn't named correctly. And what, of course, we could do is just rename it to @1x. But instead, what I want to do to make it compatible with future XD exports is we'll just remove the 1x version, and instead of renaming this to 1x, we'll just go to the manifest.json and remove this @1x from the manifest.json path for this 24 by 24 pixel icon. And with that, actually, our plugin should be pretty much done. So, of course, we once again changed the manifest.json. So, once again, let's do a full reload. So, unload and load once again. We won't make any changes to our JavaScript anymore, so we don't even have to watch for changes. And if I now go into Adobe XD, you can see that our plugin is now called Create Checkerboard Creator, and it has this icon right here. And if I now go back into the plugins menu, you can also see that it's now under Checkerboard Creator and has the correct icon. As a final step, what we can do is we can change the name, the label of our UI entry point to also be checkerboard creator, so that we don't have this basically second level navigation for our plugin anymore. So what we can do is we can just use the same name we used for the plugin name. So just change the label right here to checkerboard creator. And with that, if I once again fully unload the plugin and reload it once again, we can see that if we now go back to Adobe XD, instead of having the submenu, we just have this one item, and if I click on it, we immediately get our plugins panel. With that, basically our plugin is done. And as a last step, what we can actually do, and I'll just unload the plugin now so that you can see it's no longer within Adobe XD, is we can use a menu item within the three-dot menu that we haven't actually used before. And that is a magical item called package. And what this will do is it will ask us for a folder where we want to package our plugin to. In our case, I'll just use the package folder within our repository. So I'll click select folder. And now it has actually already exported a .xdx file, as you can see. So this is the same folder, this is the file it just created. And just as a heads up, these XDX files aren't encrypted or anything, so they are basically just zip files. You could look into plugins by just looking into the zip file. So bear that in mind if you want to, for example, protect your code from people copying it. You should probably obfuscate your code through some way. But yeah, we now have this .xdx file, and what I can actually do is I can open that with Adobe XD. And what this will do is it will open the Creative Cloud desktop application, ask me if I want to install the plugin. Of course, it can't verify the plugin right now because it isn't listed in the developer console yet, but I can click install locally. I have to agree to the terms and conditions that this is basically an external developer, so Adobe doesn't have any control over that. So yes, we accept that. And if we now go into Adobe XD, and wait for just a second. Now here it is. We now have the checkerboard creator right here. And yes, it's our fully working plugin. And actually you can just use this very .xdx file and you can send it to all your users, all your coworkers, whoever wants to have access to your plugin. Or you can also head over to the Adobe Developer Console and upload it there, and with that publish it to the Adobe Marketplace and, so to speak, the App Store for plugins. With that, we're actually fully done with our workshop. We've also reached our final checkpoint, so if you want to, you can copy the files from step 9, icons plus final. And yeah, with that, you have created your very first, very own Adobe XD plugin that you can now distribute to everyone however you like. And yeah, I'm happy to have been a part of that journey. I welcome any questions. So if you have any questions, just write me a message on Twitter or the developer forums or some other way, and I'll do my best to help you as best as I can. Also, just generally, the developer forums, so forums.creativeclouddeveloper.com are the best place for you to go if you have any plugin development related questions. And yeah, I thank you so much for viewing all these recordings, and congratulations to building your very first own plugin for Adobe XD. I'm hoping to see you someday once again.